Hi everyone, it's Gillian and welcome to another crochet tutorial on my channel. Don't mind this area right here, I ran out of yarn. For today's tutorial, we're working on the flat slip stitch seam, and I'm going to flip this over so you can see what it looks like on the back. For this tutorial, I use a contrasting color so that you can see much better what I was doing, but you can see that if you use the same color as your main color right here, that this seam will be almost invisible. So let's get started. First, I'm going to join the squares vertically and then horizontally. And you want to pick the two squares that you want to start with, and you want to make sure that the squares are facing right side up. So I'm just going to get rid of these two and I'm going to start with these two. All the squares has 3 single crochets in each corner, and I'm going to be working into the center of those 3 single crochet stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to insert my hook into the back loop of that middle stitch, and I'm going to do the same thing for the square on the left side. I'm now going to place a slip knot on my hook. I'm going to tighten that slip knot, and I'm going to pull it through both loops that are on the hook. I'm going to place that tail end to the back so that it's out of my way. And you want to make sure that your working yarn is in the center of the square. You're now going to be working directly into the next stitch on the right side, the back loop only, and then you're going to go and you're going to work into the back loop of the stitch on the left side. So insert your hook to the back loop, and you're going to go into the back loop on the left. You're going to pull up a loop, and you're going to pull through all loops that are on your hook. And you're going to repeat into the back loop on the right, and then into the back loop on the left. And repeat. And you're going to work this way until you get to the top, and then we're going to join the additional 2 squares. I'm now at the top corners of the square, and I'm going to stop 1 stitch short of the middle single crochet. So there's 1, 2, and 3, which is the one that we just stitched into, and I'm not going to be working into the middle single crochet, and I'm going to leave that loop for when I seam horizontally, and I'm going to pick it up then. So now I'm going to add the additional squares, and I'm going to go into that middle single crochet stitch, back loop, and I'm going to do the same thing for the square on the left. And always making sure that your working yarn is in the middle. And you're going to pull up a loop, and you're going to pull through all the loops that are on the hook. And you're going to continue working the same way, working into that back loop of the square on the right, and then into the back loop of the square on the left. And you're going to continue seaming all the way to the top, and then I'll show you how I fasten off. When you come to the top of your work and you don't have any more squares to join, you're going to fasten off. And what I do, I make my last stitch into the middle of the 3 single crochet stitches in the corner. So I go into that stitch here, and then I go to the one on the left side and pull up a loop, and you pull through all loops here, and I chain 1, and then I cut my yarn, and then you can sew in your ends, and I just go in and out of the stitch with the same color, back and forth. And you're just going to weave your tail end in until you're satisfied with it. So now what we're going to do, we're going to join the squares horizontally. To join the squares horizontally, you're going to join them the same way you did when you joined vertically. It's going to turn your work like this, and you're going to insert your hook into the middle single crochet stitch, back loop only. You're going to put that slip knot on your hook. You're going to tighten it and pull through both loops on your hook. And then move that tail end into the back so that it's out of the way. And you're going to continue working the same way you did vertically by going into the back loop of the square on the right, and then the back loop of the square on the left. And just repeat. And you're going to continue working that way until you get to the center, and I'm going to show you what I do next. So now we're at the center of the square, and what we have left here, I just wanted to show you. These are the 2 single crochet stitches that I skipped when I seam vertically, and I said that we were going to pick those 2 single crochet stitches up when we seam vertically. So this is what's left here, and we're going to work those stitches the same way. You're going to work into the back loop and then into the back loop of the next stitch. And to move over to the other side of the square, you're going to chain 1. And then you're going to continue by working into the back loop of the next stitch. It's right here. And then over into the back loop of the next stitch on the left. And you're going to continue in the same way. You're just going to repeat until you get to the end. And you're going to continue seaming all the way to the end of your work, and that is how you do the flat slip stitch seam. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, share it and comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. As always, thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video.